Christmas, Hawks.
Feliz Navidad.
Hey, Kenzie, what do you want for Christmas?
Cookies. What do you want?
Harry Styles under the mistletoe.
Well, Hawks, once again, we don't have very many events taking place this week, but we're going to get into everything that we can. Monday, the JV and JV2 boys basketball will be taking on West Marshall here at home. JV2 will start at 6 and JV starting at 7:30. Then to follow after that, the 5th and 6th grade winter music concert will be starting at 7. Now, with all these new events taking place and new opportunities throughout the school, we'd like you to meet one of the biggest reasons that's all happening, our new principal, Mr. Andy Eckert.
What's up, Hawk fans? I'm Mackenzie, and one of our first and newest additions to the South Hamilton community has been our new principal, Mr. Andy Eckert. Starting off, you're a principal here at South High, but were you also a principal at your previous school?
No, I was a high school business teacher, actually. I was, for the last 12 years, taught business at Gilbert High School.
Okay. What led you to wanting to become a principal?
Well, it's kind of a long answer. I'll try to shorten it up as best I can. So when I didn't actually start off in education at all either. I graduated from Iowa State with a business management degree and was actually just working at Target as an assistant store manager, basically. And I kind of decided that what I liked the best was teaching people how to be successful, so I wanted to go ahead and become a teacher. So I got a master's degree in education, become a teacher, and that's really, I wanted to help students become successful in the business world. And then just over time, I kind of decided, I really want to help a school be successful. I want to take take it up another step or take it up another level, and really start to help a school be successful and not just individual students.
You said you came from Gilbert High School. Was there anything you knew about South Hamilton with us being in the same conferences for all these years?
Yeah. I always enjoyed my trips up to South Hamilton. They were always really good. I remember it seems like there's always this one really good player on every team over the years. So yeah, I knew the tradition was good at South Hamilton. I knew they had good students and good people. And actually, my wife is a graduate from here.
Okay.
So I knew of the community. I've been to the Jewel Jubilee multiple times with family and stuff. So yeah, I knew of the community actually pretty well.
What would you say has been one of the biggest differences between the two school districts?
Quite honestly, there's not a lot of differences. The kids are great in both school districts. The people are great. The community members are great and everything. They're very similar. The biggest difference between what I did in the past and now is actually the middle school piece of it. Because I didn't have a middle school. I've never taught middle school, and so having the middle school kids with me here is definitely been a little bit of a change. And I'm glad I have a 10-year-old at home because that kind of helped me understand how to deal with kids at that age a little bit better. So sorry to the middle schoolers if I've done anything bad to you.
Speaking of changes, what is one of the biggest changes that you're looking to bring to South Hamilton?
Oh, I just, there's so many good things happening at South Hamilton. It's not a school that needs a whole lot of change. Hopefully I can bring some stability though, bring some processes and procedures that can make things a little bit more efficient, more effective, things like that. Just have a positive presence here at the school, and just make a great atmosphere here at the school is kind of what I'm focused on.
From transitioning to one school to another, has there been any severe challenges or anything that has kind of slowed you down a little bit with your transition? It's busy. There's a lot of work to do. Yeah.
The scheduling things at the beginning of the year, that was very busy for us and for me and some other people in school too. But and I'm into doing the second semester schedule now and just take up a lot of time. So there's these things that I've never done before that I have to learn how to do, and they just take so much time to actually do and actually learn how to do it that it takes me away from doing some of the other things I'd like to do more. So I'd like to get into classrooms more and see all the great things that are going on in the classrooms with our teachers and our students, and and haven't been able to do that near as much as I'd like to. So hopefully we can get to that point though.
Yeah. Finally, we are all blessed here at South Hamilton with our lovely ladies in the office. And Shirley, gratefully enough as we are, brings treats once a week. What is your opinion on those?
I'm a big fan of food, just food in general, and she is quite the baker. She makes some fantastic stuff. I haven't had a bad thing yet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to gaining 20 to 30 pounds within the next couple of years, or maybe even a couple months. We'll see what happens.
Well, thank you, Shirley, for your lovely treats,
Yes.
and thank you, Mr. Eckert, for
Thank
meeting
you.
with us.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We're excited to have you as our new principal, Mr. Eckert. Tuesday, a reminder that it is the first day of semester testing. And also on Tuesday, there will be a basketball mega night at West Marshall with JV girls starting at 4, JV boys at 5, varsity girls at 6, and varsity boys at 7:30. There is also a varsity wrestling quad at Southeast Valley. Speaking of wrestling, recently we interviewed our seniors.
What's up, Hawk Vision? I was introduced with the exciting opportunity to interview our 2021-2022 senior wrestlers. So seniors, let's start off on our right and we'll have you introduce yourself and tell us about your emotions for this upcoming year.
I'm Landon Stoley, and I'm thinking this year's going to turn out pretty good.
Alan Dindara, and I think I agree with Stoley. The year's going to go pretty good.
I'm Stellan West, and I'm hoping that the year just goes pretty good and have fun with everyone.
I'm Brent Greenfield, and I think it's just going to be a fun year, and we're just going to wrestle hard and have a good time.
We left off with Brent, so if you want to start us off on my next question, have you guys wrestled all the way through high school? And if so, tell me about your weights you've participated in the past years.
I've wrestled every year of high school, and I wrestled 145 my sophomore year, and then 152 my sophomore year, or 145 my freshman year, then 152 my freshman year, then 160 my freshman year, then 182 my sophomore year, and then 160 my sophomore year, and then a match at 170 my sophomore year, and then 182 last year. So I wrestled everywhere.
I've mainly always just stick to the 285 class for all my high school years, and that's pretty much it.
So I've wrestled every year in high school except my junior year. My freshman year I was 120. My sophomore year I was 126, and this year I'm planning to either be 132 or 136.
I don't remember a whole lot. I just know I was mostly 170, 160, but this year I'm wrestling 190.
So Landon and Alan, you both follow a familiar path in wrestling. You wrestled your freshman and sophomore year, yet took a break last year, or what would be your junior year. But besides last year, can you tell me how your freshman and sophomore year reflected on you as a wrestler between injuries, leaders, time in season, and off?
Yeah, so the first 2 years I was in wrestling, that was my first ever time wrestling, so I definitely learned a lot. I had great coaches and great senior leaders that taught me a lot, and I look to improve upon what I've learned after taking a break from last year, and just look to have a good season in general.
So I actually wrestled in my 8th grade year, so I had a little bit of experience before. My 9th grade and 10th grade year, I've learned a lot more and stuff like that. My 10th grade year, I actually had a concussion from another incident that was not wrestling. So that was an injury. I was out for like about a week or two. And yeah, I pretty much just looked up to some other people like Luis Gaudiano and Kalen Miller too, and pretty much Mr. Brody.
Now on to Brent and Stellan, who as well followed a very familiar path in competing all the way through high school. I would like to ask you the same question on any memorable things that make you the wrestler you are today.
Pretty much what made me want to be a wrestler is like my brother, Colton Willis. He's been in wrestling as long as I can remember, and I just always looked up to him, and that's the main reason why I've always stuck out with wrestling and football.
I also had a big brother that was a wrestler, so that's just what started me to want to become a wrestler, and then just I loved the sport after I started wrestling, so that's why I like to wrestle.
So guys, your first meet is on December 4th at Manson Northwest Webster. What has the team done to get prepared? If one of you would like to answer that, or all of you can add on.
So what we've done as a team is really gotten after it in practice, as Brody likes to say. And we're really starting to push specific moves, trying to get good at one thing as like our go-to weapon. We've been drilling tirelessly, lots of, well, not super deep into the season quite yet, but we've been practicing hard.
Wrestling is an individual sport. So individually, have any of you worked on anything to get prepared by yourself, specifically for wrestling?
I have done some out-of-season wrestling, gone down to the barn, and just doing a couple practices here and there, and just a bunch of different things like that.
I've just been pretty much weightlifting the entire season and throughout the summer, and that's pretty much just what I've been doing.
I pretty much just started weightlifting with Stoli recently, and earlier in the year I started pretty much kind of wrestling with Dominic Summers before he left Basin, but besides that, not much.
Yeah, I've just been weightlifting a whole lot throughout the football season, other than just working in a physically demanding job.
Nice. So now I'm going to circle back to the team. Can you tell me some team goals? Say out of 20 dual teams, how many you want to accomplish, or postseason goals like team state?
I can't really speak for the team myself. I'm sure the others can add on to this, but I think we just want to do well as a team, win as many duels as we can, go to the Saturday tournaments and try and place as high as possible. I know a couple guys want to try and hit state, but if you guys have anything to add.
Now you guys have 4 seniors able to wrestle. That's a pretty solid number compared to previous years. Do you think team-wise that's going to be a big motivator for success, or what are your thoughts on that?
I think with the smaller team, it definitely comes with a brothership or brotherhood type of team. With the larger teams, it's easy to fall out of bond, if that's the right way you want to look at it, with your team. But I think the smaller the team, the better we'll perform together.
Again, wrestling is an individual sport, so you guys have to have some individual goals, whether that's stats, postseason. Would you like to tell me some of those? And what is your purpose to this season? Do you guys want to have fun? Do you guys want to learn, win?
I'm not looking to do anything crazy, just do well as an individual, win as many as I can, learn as much as I can in practice, and just have some fun.
I'm just planning to learn more stuff and stuff like that, and just pretty much just win as many as I can. If I lose, I lose. I learn from that, and I've pretty much done it for the previous years.
I'm just hoping to get a lot better this year than I was from last year, and just get a whole lot more matches this year.
I'm just going to try and win as many matches as I can, and then qualify for the state tournament and place as high as I can.
Now I'm going to start off with some more specific appointed questions, and I'll start off with Brent, seeing as how he has the mic. One of our 4 state qualifiers last year, you have to be excited about this upcoming season. Fill us in on what last year meant for you and how it motivates you for this year.
It was a really fun time. We had a really fun time down at the well, and it just helps out a lot this season with seeding and the other tournaments, and just other things like that. Just helps out a lot with my season and gives me more confidence coming into the season.
Now I'm going to fill us all in here quick. You made it past the first round at state, but then was faced with the #1 seed and state champ, Carson Tenold. I watched that match, and although it ended in the first period, he was only up by 1 and merely, in my opinion, caught you. Do you feel like that match was a realization of potential for this year?
I lost, but it was still a pretty good match. There's a lot I learned out of it. Like, he was a state champ, and I rolled with him for a little bit, so I realized that there's a lot more that I can do this year and this season.
Now on to Stellan. Your competing season was quite short. However, you still competed in the big meets like conference and sectionals. Can you tell us why your season was so short?
My season was so short because I couldn't really maintain my weight and just make weight, but I was lucky to be able to wrestle at conference and all big meets like that. So yeah.
Now, although your season was so short, you were still able to practice and you placed 5th at sectionals in a loaded bracket with a state champ and 2 really good seniors. Do you think not being able to compete was insignificant, or do you wish you had some more matches last year?
Well, I really wish I was able to compete against those people, just to really experience to go against a really, really good wrestler and to see how it feels and all that.
All right, on to Alan. So you did not go out last year. Do you want to tell us why that was and what went into your decision to come help the team this year?
So pretty much, I got a new job at the time, and I'm like, I need more money and stuff like that. And my senior friends were also leaving at the time, and I want to spend time with them by hunting and stuff like that. So I'm just like, I might as well just not do wrestling this year. I still got one more year to do it. So that was my decision of not doing it.
Now, Landon. So same as Alan, I would like to ask you, why didn't you go out last year, and what went into your decision to come help the team this year?
I didn't go out last year for some personal reasons, and I also had gotten a job. I wanted more money. I realized that probably wasn't the smartest idea coming into this year, as I was extremely fatigued the first couple practices, but it's starting to come back, and I'm looking forward to building off of what I've learned.
Those are really all the questions I had planned for you guys. Thank you guys for talking to me and filling in the members of South Hamilton.
Thank you for having us.
Then Wednesday, Hawks, hope you've been studying again because it's the second day of semester testing. Along with that, we have a 2-hour early out due to our Christmas break. Now, we have a bunch of different class opportunities here at South Hamilton. One of the biggest ones are all of our different ag classes. Here is Mr. Ness talking about just one of his many ag classes.
Ag Science 1 is a class for freshmen, and the purpose of Ag Science 1 is for students to take little bits of all the classes that I take in high school in small units, and the goal is for them to find something that they're interested in so that they study it as they continue in high school. In Ag Science 1, students can expect to learn about animal science, plant science, natural resources, some ag systems and technology, and in that class it's basically all group work and labs and things like that, so a lot of hands-on activities for students to really gain a lot of real-world experience. The things that you're going to learn in Ag Science 1 are hopefully skills that you'll be able to apply in lots of different careers in agriculture. Our goal is to give you kind of the basic knowledge that you need to be able to be successful in any career in agriculture that you might pursue.
I don't know about you, Kenzie, but all that talk about ag makes me want to go to an FFA meeting. Now, we'll head over to Xander while he talks about our weather.
What, can I not have a candy cane? It's almost Christmas. Fine, I'll give you one. Ah, you dropped it. Come on now. Anyway, Monday, 42 degrees, low of 17, mostly sunny with the winds coming from the west. Tuesday, 32 degrees, low of 20, mostly sunny with little to no winds. Wednesday, 34 degrees, low of 19, partly cloudy with higher winds coming from the northeast. Thursday, 32 degrees, low of 17, partly cloudy with a slight chance of rain. Christmas Eve, high of 36, low of 20, partly cloudy throughout the day with another slight chance of rain with little to no winds. Christmas Day, 35 degrees, low of 17, some clouds throughout the day with a slight chance for rain. Sunday, 32 degrees, low of 17, partly cloudy, and once again, west winds. Before we get back to Emily and Mackenzie, we'll have a yearbook commercial break.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm McKenna.
And this is Yearbook Plus.
The purpose of Yearbook Plus is to digitally transform our yearbook and create our school's culture history.
Here's how it works. Every student is able to upload their favorite school-appropriate photos to Yearbook Plus. A few years from now, when you're looking back, you can scan all your photos to see all the photos uploaded outside of the hardcover copy.
No app is required, and all the content is limited and secure, and it's drama-free. You can upload photos by going to ybkplus.com and clicking on My Year. Then press the plus sign and select 10 of your favorite photos and upload them to different categories for your school.
Here's a photo that I uploaded of me and McKenna. You have until June 1st.
Well, Hawks, we hope you enjoyed this very festive episode of Hawk News.
We hope you have a safe and fun holiday.
And eat lots of cookies.